All right, so you're in stupid drop coverage. You're just going to give Zach LaVine, a multi-time All-Star, the lane, and it's obviously going to end up in an easy 2. Okay, so let's back this up. Please hedge. Well, look at this. First of all, before we get into the big hedging, where's this player going? The backside help is right here. I mean, are you kidding me? And the second this guard hesitates, picks up his dribble, brings his dribble back, does anything other than continue to attack off of this big's hip, who's hedging high, which just pushes him further away from the play, I can bump this backside defender the 2 steps backwards that he'll need to go to guard his man again. But instead, you're just giving Zach LaVine the lane, and of course, it's an easy 2. Unbelievable. Again, the problem with drop coverage is, look at it, it's going to bring a double team right here. So this player here is just going to be able to cut. I can see why this double would happen because, again, you're giving Zach LaVine the lane. So this player doubles, his man cuts, dunk. So again, an empty side ball screen is the easiest ball screen to hedge. Keeps LaVine out of the lane, okay? I have backside help right here. This Pistons player can occupy both Bulls players 2 passes away. Second, Zach LaVine hesitates, picks up his dribble, brings his dribble back, does anything other than attack off of this big right here who's hedging high his hip. I can bounce back and bring this backside defender back over. But I'm keeping Zach LaVine out of the lane. But instead, you're giving him the lane, so now that's a double, and there's a dunk. This is hilariously awful bad transition defense. Look at this. Okay, first of all, this player here, sprint, 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 sprint back. Then, let's take a look. Look at this. Look at this player right here. How on earth is this player letting this Bulls player get behind him? Why aren't you sprinting back? There's a man right there. What are you doing standing in no man's land? Instead, no one's there and it's an alley-oop. All right, so you switch this ball screen right here. That's totally fine. But you got to send DeMar DeRozan into where your gap help is. Look at this player right here. Great job. Back to the baseline. Send this, get up, force DeRozan this way. This player can even get up the line a little bit. Okay? So now this player can stunt without having to move inward. That's the whole key. Stunt and get the dribble picked up and recover. But instead, Isaiah Stewart's just going to let DeMar DeRozan go wherever he wants to on the floor, and it's going to lead to an easy open jumper. Again with drop coverage, this guard can't defend ever gets to defend Zach LaVine one-on-one. So Zach LaVine blows by him, draws help, and now Nikola Vucevic is catching this way too low in the lane, and it's an easy putback. So again, this is an empty side ball screen. These are the easiest ones to hedge. So now look at this right here. Okay, here we go. All right, and look how close this is to the sideline. So Isaiah Stewart's up. The second Zach LaVine hesitates, picks up his dribble, brings his dribble back, which is going to be in a second because he's right next to the sideline. I can recover back. In the meantime, I have backside help right here. This player slides down and guards Bulls players 2 passes away. But I'm going to be able to bump you back very quickly, okay? But instead, you're running drop coverage, and now this guard never actually gets to guard Zach LaVine one-on-one. So now he's into the lane drawing help, and now that puts Vucevic too low, and it's an easy 2. If you're Isaiah Stewart on this play, look at this. So your man falls, okay? Whatever. You need to sprint back, sprint back, sprint back. We can worry about him on a dead ball here, okay? But look at this. How is Isaiah Stewart not in this picture ever? Look at this. Sprint, sprint. Nikola Vucevic is jogging. Sprint, sprint, sprint. Let these players delay this so that you can get back. But we never see Isaiah Stewart in the picture. How is that possible? So now Vucevic is wide open for 2. You switch this ball screen, that's totally fine, but this turns into a strong side ISO now. So this player needs to stick to his man. The double team comes from here. Because now I can rotate maximum amount of bodies. Okay, so this player just doubles. All right, we're guiding DeMar DeRozan into this double team. This player's up the line on a drive and kick. You rotate up here. Okay, this player needs to get over here into the corner, covering his man. Okay, so then you rotate here, and then the man that goes to double right here, this player needs to stick to his man too, just falls over here, and this player bumps to the corner. But instead, you're going to leave Kelly Olynyk on an island guarding DeMar DeRozan. He's going to sag, and it's an easy 2. Again, we have another strong side ISO. These are the easiest to double. You might as well just do it anyways, okay? So this player just comes over here and doubles, right? Okay, so now we're forcing DeRozan this way. On a drive and kick, this player rotates here. This player needs to be up the line and then rotating to the secondary option. And the man that doubles falls into the corner, and this player goes here. okay? But instead, again, you're leaving DeRozan on an island, and he's right into his mid-range, and it's a two-shot foul. All right, so one, you've got to communicate and not be just standing in random spots on the floor in transition. Okay, let's start right now. Okay, this player is just standing in a random spot on the floor. This player's got to announce, I got this player. So this player knows to go to find a body. That's number one. Number two, why are you coming here to double right now? Like, Kelly Olynyk's guarding just fine. Okay, if you want to double, then all of these players, okay, have got to be, if you're going to double here, this player, well, again, can't be standing in no man's land. He's got to be ready to rotate here, okay? And then the man that comes to double, well, this player needs to get up the line, and the man that and rotate there, and the man that comes to double needs to then fall over here. But you're doubling for, I don't really understand the reason, and it's all just a disaster, and it's an Alex Caruso 3. Don't lean towards the screen. Come on, look at this. If you guard this player one-on-one, okay? If you get screen, great. Our ball screen defense will execute, okay? But you lean towards the screen like this, and now it's just an easy ball screen refusal and an open jumper. Can't run drop coverage without backside help. Look at this. Vucevic is wide open, easy too. First of all, why would you not hedge this screen? Look at how close this player is to the sideline. The second he hesitates, picks up his dribble, brings his dribble back, which is going to happen in less than a second, I can recover. In the meantime, yes, you need backside help. That's a non-negotiable. This player can guard both Bulls players 2 passes away, and I'm going to be able to recover in literally less than a second and bump you back over here. But nope, you're running drop coverage with no backside help, and it's an easy 2. Okay, so if you're this player here for the Pistons, I'm up. I am not giving, Zach LaVine is earning every inch on this floor. I am sending him this way. This player needs to move in a little bit. So now if Zach LaVine comes this way, I can just stunt, dribble picked up, recover. See, the problem right here is look, you're going to let him back you down. So now as opposed to this, look at this ball screen, how low it's set. If this ball screen was set out here, it's a whole lot different. But now it's set almost at the elbow, so now you really got to switch this. I mean, it's hard to hedge a ball screen that's set this low. I mean, you pretty much got to go up, you got to pretty much go under and just battle for real estate. So you try and hedge this ball screen, it's so low, and it's just going to lead to an open Zach LaVine jumper. Can't run drop coverage on a pick and pop. It's just going to result in practice shots. This big's got to drop to the ball, so Vucevic is just wide open. I mean, that's a practice shot right there. Okay, so again, you want to hedge, push Zach LaVine out of the lane. Backside help comes from right here. This player occupies both Bulls players 2 passes away. The second Zach LaVine hesitates, picks up his dribble, brings his dribble back, does anything other than just keep attacking off of this big who's hedging high his hip. Okay, I can recover and bump this backside defender back. But instead, you're running drop coverage on a pick and pop, and it's lights out. Again, you're running drop coverage with Zach LaVine, so he's just going to go right into the lane for 2. That is pathetic. All right. Again, this is an empty side ball screen. Hedge it. Please. Look at how. Keep LaVine out of the lane. Backside help right here. This player can guard Bulls players 2 passes away. The second Zach LaVine hesitates, picks up his dribble, brings his dribble back, does anything other than continue to attack off of this big who's hedging high his hip, which just pushes him further away from the play. I can recover and bump you back here. But nope, you're going to run a ball screen defense and just hand Zach LaVine the lane. If you're this defender guarding Zach LaVine, you got to make him use this screen, okay? Or ball screen defense will execute. You cannot let him spin this way, okay, where there's no help at all whatsoever. And look what happens. You end up look where you let him go. He lets you back. He's backing you down, and now he's just going to get into a step back jumper. All right, we got a cross screen. Come on, you got to guard this cross screen. Here it is, right here. Okay, right now this Pistons player's man is setting the cross screen. Needs to jam Vucevic off his spot. Off his spot, so Isaiah Stewart can get on the other side. You don't jam the player coming through the cross screen, so look, now Isaiah Stewart can't get on the other side, and it's a wide open jumper. Here you go in stupid drop coverage, so this player's going to get right to the rim for a layup. I mean, are you kidding me? How are you not hedging this ball screen right here? This player is going to have to pick up his dribble in about a quarter of a second. In the meantime, I can have backside help, but I'm going to be able to bump you back so quickly, it's not going to matter, okay? Like, the second this ball ender picks up his dribble, hesitates, brings his dribble back, which is going to be about a quarter of a second because the sideline's right there, okay, I can from hedging to recovering and bumping this backside defender back. But nope, you're going to run drop coverage, and it's just a layup. Again, the issue with drop coverage. Look at how far Jeremy Grant's got to be over, and he's doubling. So now his man is going to have an easy access to the lane. The Bulls, by the way, are in the bonus. So now there's a cheap foul because Jeremy Grant wasn't able to box out because he had to double coming off of drop coverage, and it's a two-shot foul. So again, let's keep Jeremy Grant home, please. All right, and we hedge. This is an empty side ball screen. Okay, I have backside help right here. This Pistons player can occupy both Bulls players 2 passes away. And I'm keeping this guard out of the lane so Jeremy Grant can stay home. Okay, the second he hesitates, picks up his dribble, brings his dribble back, does anything other than attack off of this big right here who's hedging his hip, which just pushes him further away from the play, I can recover and bump the backside defender back over. But instead, you're running drop coverage. So now Jeremy Grant's got to come over here and double team. So now there's nobody to box out his man, okay, and his man just gets right to the rim. Cheap foul, going for an offensive rebound, and he's going to the line because the Bulls are in the bonus. Again, this isn't much of a screen, but it's enough of one. Look, this player's not able to guard Zach LaVine one-on-one, and it's a step-back 3. So again, hedge this screen, please, all right? Get up. Okay, this backside defender can slide up right here. Remember, the second that Zach LaVine hesitates, picks up his dribble or brings his dribble back, which is going to be very soon because he's almost at half court, okay, I'm going to be able to bump you back over here. But instead, you're not defending this ball screen at all, so it leads to an open 3. You switch this ball screen. First of all, Isaiah Stewart cannot be underneath the screener right now. Stop. Okay, this player needs to get underneath, and Isaiah Stewart needs to get up because we're slicing this court in half this way. This player's coming in. He can have his left foot onto or parallel to the block, right foot out. And now Isaiah Stewart's up, and we're just forcing DeRozan this way. Okay, we're forcing him right into this second defender. We're gliding with him. Okay, we know we're not on an island. Okay, so we can just stay with him, glide with him, and wait till he gets to that second defender. Now I can stunt right here without having to move inward, and I'll easily be able to recover to the three-point line. But instead, you're sagging on this switch, which is a total no-no, and it's an open DeRozan jumper. No reason for this player to be doubling right here. Come on, get to your guy. Okay, Isaiah Stewart's here. Everything's fine. Okay, it looks like maybe the Pistons are switching this, but Isaiah Stewart's just fine. Get over to your guy. And you've got to, well, you can be in the gaps, but you should have your foot parallel to the block. This is too far over, okay? And my back needs to be to the baseline, and I need to be seeing ball and man. See, if you take this player's ball watching, okay? Look at this ball watching right here. So now this player, and he's too far, way too far in, okay? Get over here. All right, you have no chance of getting back out. So now this player is just going to rip and go into the lane, and it's going to be an easy putback. Embarrassing by Isaiah Stewart. What are you doing? Your man is here. Get over here. So this player can force his man this way, and there's no place to go. But Isaiah Stewart this player's, first of all, not going to force his man towards the middle of the floor till it's too late. And now DeRozan gets to the rim, and it's a goaltend. I don't know why Jeremy Grant's jogging here. This is unexplainable. Look at when we see Jeremy Grant. Look at that jogging. Why are you not sprinting back? The whole shot goes up. Sprint back. Now. If the Pistons get an offensive rebound, you come back in the play. But you're certainly, once the Bulls clear this, you're sprinting. Okay? Why is Jeremy Grant jogging here? Look at this. If Jeremy Grant is sprinting over here, this player can, well, let's take a look at this player. Yeah, this player's also jogging. Okay? Look at this. You're not coming towards this player here. You need to be sprinting this way, okay? Jeremy Grant's got this player with the ball, but Jeremy Grant's just jogging. This player isn't sprinting this way, and this player's just going to get an easy two-shot foul. Again, you're running drop coverage on Zach LaVine, so you're just giving him a wide-open jumper, okay? Please hedge this ball screen. Again, it's another empty side ball screen, the easiest to hedge, because this backside defender can come this way, and this Pistons player can occupy both Bulls players 2 passes away. Okay, and I'm pushing Zach LaVine out of the lane. Second, he hesitates, picks up his dribble, brings his dribble back, does anything other than continue to attack off of this big who's hedging high hip, which just pushes him further away from the play. I can recover and knock this backside defender back. But instead, you're just going to give him an open jumper, and there you go. On where you getting beat, you're guarding Zach LaVine. Get up, okay, and send him this way, right into a second defender. He can even move up the line so I can stunt, recover. Instead, you get beat away from any gap help, and now Zach LaVine's right to the rim for a layup. Again, the camera work isn't great, but this is pathetic. Stop, okay? Right here. Why is Isaiah Stewart not underneath the three-point line? His man is here. All you need to be doing is providing a second defender. Now Zach LaVine has no place to go, literally. And you don't have to even worry about your man because he's beyond half court. But instead, Isaiah Stewart, for no reason, is above the three-point line. So now Zach LaVine's just going to blow by and have a dunk he should never in a million years have. Asinine right here. Stop. Let's see. Why is this Pistons player jogging? Just sprint, sprint, sprint in a straight line. So you can guard Zach LaVine around the three-point line. I've got trailers coming back to help me, but you cannot jog, sprint to the three-point line. Instead, you're going to give this lazy foul, which, by the way, becomes a clear path foul, and 2 shots in the ball for the Bulls. For strong side ISO, I can't preach this enough. These are so easy to double team. You might as well do it no matter the circumstances. Come here and double. Force this player this way. Now this player's up the line and rotating here. This player's up the line, rotating here. And then this man that doubles has this man go to the corner. This all happens in unison on this first kick-out pass. But instead, you're going to let Zach LaVine go one-on-one in isolation, and he's into one of his patented step-back jumpers. If you're Isaiah Stewart, you can't sag too much. Right now, you should be just at the perimeter of the three-point line. Because if this player comes this way, there's still no place to go. But then I can't get screened. Then when this handoff happens, I'm up and I'm above this screen. But instead, look at Isaiah Stewart. Look at all this sagging. So now look. Now he's susceptible to getting hit with a screen, okay? And he's not going to get back out, and it's an open 3 for the Bulls. All right, you're getting back to random spots on the floor in transition. What are these players doing, especially this player, okay? This player's guarding his man here, okay? This player should be up the line. If Zach LaVine comes this way, I'm still in the gaps. I can stunt and recover. But instead, you're all the way down here. So now when Zach LaVine hands this ball off, you're going to get screened, and it's going to be a wide open 3 for Chicago. Another strong side ISO. These are so easy to double team. You might as well just do it no matter the circumstances. Get this player over here. All right? Force him into this double team. This player slides over here on a drive and kick. This player's up the line, slides here. This player's up the line, slides here. And this player falls into the corner. All of these rotations happen in unison on that first drive and kick. Okay? But instead, you're going to leave Zach LaVine going one-on-one, and it's an and one for the Bulls. Love that the Pistons are finally hedging, but you've got to hedge high. This player cannot turn the corner when you hedge. Look what happens. You're not hedging high enough, so there he turns the corner, and now you're screwed. And now it's an easy Bulls 2. Don't stand in random spots on the floor in transition. The Bulls intercept this pass right here. Stop. What are all 3 of these Pistons players doing? Someone's got to say, I've got ball, okay? This player's got to go over here. You have to find a body. Let's, by the way, look at Corey. Actually, why is Corey Joseph standing here? He should be going towards this body. Corey Joseph's just going to stand. So now look. Now, we still have 3 Pistons players guarding 2 Bulls players, and you have Corey Joseph standing and not moving with his man for no reason, so now it leads to a layup. Wow, is that embarrassing. All right, so again, where are you getting beat if you're guarding DeRozan? You have to play this like you are not left on an island. This player needs to move in. He can have his right foot onto or parallel to the block. Left foot out, wide stance. This player, again, guard like you're not on an island. All you're doing is gliding DeRozan this way till he meets the second defender. Now there's no place to go. I can stunt without moving inward and easily recover. That's the whole key. If my feet don't take me inward, I will get outward on the airtime of that pass. But instead, this player is going to get shaken by DeMar DeRozan guarding one-on-one, and it's just going to lead to an easy turnaround. Okay, again, you've got to cut the court this way, okay, for DeRozan. You cannot let him come this way, okay? There's no gap help. I have to double at that point. So this player needs to move in. Remember, his right foot can be onto or parallel to the block. Left foot out, wide stance. And again, I'm not guarding one-on-one. All my responsibility is just to glide him into the second defender. You stay right with him, but you're just gliding him into the second defender. And now this player right here can just stunt without moving inward. His right foot is on the block, okay, or parallel to it. Stunt, easy recovery because my feet aren't moving inward, okay? But instead, you're going to get beat this way where now a double team needs to come, and now it's going to eventually lead to an open corner three. Corey Joseph's only responsibility is Lonzo Ball, okay? If a screen comes, Kelly Olynyk right here is going to tell you about it and communicate. You do not need to be peeking towards a screen. That's how you get beat. Let's take a look at Corey Joseph. Look at his head right there. See how he's looking towards the screen? Why? Kelly Olynyk would communicate it if a screen was coming. So that little turn right there means you're going to get blown by, and Lonzo Ball is able to get to an open jumper. Okay, if this player's coming to double, stop. If this player's coming to double right here, we need you immediately moving this way, out towards the perimeter. Because again, you need to be out here. And then then that means that forces this passes here, you're rotating here. This player's up the line rotating here. This player's up the line rotating here. And the man that went to double rotates to the corner. That all happens in unison on that first kick-out pass. But this player's going to come to double. Why is this player standing in no man's land? You can't rotate. You can't get out to your man. You can do nothing. So you give up a wide open three by DeRozan. You're trapping in the corner. Your back line has to be ready, okay? So this cannot happen because this is too easy to... Once they pass out of the trap, we're screwed, okay? This player's got to rotate here. Why the heck are two Pistons players guarding here? When this player cuts, you've got to be rotating here because he's now one pass away. Now, this player can guard right here, and you just got to hope that a pass 2 passes away because the trap is so good, can't get made. But again, look how easy this is to pass out of this trap because nobody rotates. So now you're screwed, and now the Bulls are going to be wide open for a corner three. Multiple mistakes in transition. Stop. Chicago's got this ball. So this little initial jog by Saddiq Bey is going to kill him. Look at this. See that little initial jog? Then he goes. No, you should be sprinting the whole time. Okay? Right now, right now, right now. Now you're parallel to Lonzo Ball if you're sprinting in a straight line like this. Okay, that's number one. Number two, this player here is backpedaling. No. The whole time, you should be sprinting back so your back's to the baseline and you can at least rotate to this first pass while these trailers come back to help you. But Saddiq Bey jogs, so now he's behind Lonzo Ball. This player isn't able to rotate here. See, if this player rotates here, this player can sprint back and get here. Or if this player had been sprinting the whole time, he's leveled Alonzo Ball and Jeremy Grant can just stay here. But both players make horrible mistakes, and it's a layup. All right, you're in stupid drop coverage. So look at this. You're just going to let DeMar DeRozan get right into the mid-range, which he's a master at, okay? You've got to hedge. Again, first of all, where's this player going if you hedge? The backside defender's right here. The Bulls' spacing is atrocious, okay? But in the meantime, I'm hedging. The second DeMar DeRozan picks up his dribble, hesitates, brings his dribble back, does anything other than attack off of this big's hip, which just pushes him further away from the play, okay, I can recover and bump this player back the 1 to 2 steps it requires for him to get back to his man. But nope, you're going to let DeMar DeRozan get into the mid-range, which he is an artist at, and it's 2. Can't lean towards the screen. The Bulls are in the bonus, so any cheap foul sends them to the line. Just guard one-on-one. If you get screened, make the player use the screen or a ball screen defense will execute. Look at Jeremy Grant here. See how he's leaning that way towards the screen? So now Zach LaVine's going to get right by him, and it's a cheap blocking foul, and Zach LaVine's going to the line shooting 2.